What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm about to share with you my top 5 baits I've had success with in the month of December. These baits, guys, can be fished by any one of you out there. I have different type of categories, different ones to help you go out and catch more fish during the month of December. I love fishing this month. When it is December to February, probably some of my favorite fishing of the year. So I'm going to share with you guys my 5 baits that I've had a lot of success with. And also I'm going to share with you one more bait at the end of the video that I've caught fish with in the winter, but I'm going to go more in depth into it this winter for sure, learn more about it. So guys, before we get into these top 5 baits, let's go over the boat of the week presented by Future Marine. The boat of the week is a 2024 Ranger 2510 bait. In my opinion, the center console boats are the most all-around fishing boat on the market today. Not only are you going to be safe and comfortable as you're out on the big water and going to be able to fish anywhere you would like and fish for any type of fish that you'd like, but more importantly, your family can ride in this boat for a whole day at the lake or a nice evening. This boat is 24 feet 9 inches long. It has a Mercury Verado 300 here, but you can put any outboard up to 400 horsepower. This hull was designed for emphasis on smooth, dry ride, and also is angler-centric storage, as the large storage consoles are sortable for a porta potty. They're easy access to the pumps, the strainers, the valves, and also, of course, meets the comfort of your needs. Of course, with Ranger, guys, you have your specific Ranger trailer. It's always good to have a boat that also makes their own trailer. If you're interested in this bay boat or other type of bay boats as well that's done by Ranger, make sure to contact Future Marine today. Appreciate you guys for checking out the boat of the week presented by Future Marine. For me, myself, I have spent a lot of time in center console style boats, and it's family time. I've literally spent more time with family and friends riding in these boats across the lake than fishing. Comfortably, safe. I know one I've actually been in that's a little smaller than this one has fit 6 people comfortably as you're riding across the lake with all the wake boat waves and pontoon boats. Fun to be in, okay, of course. And of course, they look cool, guys, right? You're going across the lake, they look sweet. If you're interested in this boat, make sure to check out Future Marine. It's down there. The link is in the description. This was a custom boat, but I know, guys, they would love to talk to you and help you out on any of your boating needs. Not just this boat, but any. Once again, appreciate it, guys. Okay, guys, let's get into these baits now. The first one, and man, dude, this one has a whole story with me, but it is a Lipless Crankbait, okay? The Lipless Crankbait to me is very much a love-hate relationship. Right now, a lot of the love. I made a video on Declassified last year, guys, and I might put on the end screen, but just share my whole experience with the Lipless Crankbait. The Lipless Crankbait is great during this month and into January, and where I'm at, water temperatures are 50 to 60 degrees, and this can catch fish in any depths of the water, but guys, mainly in the shallower water. In the winter, there are more fish shallower than you think, and that was part of my story with the Lipless Crankbait of how I never thought you could really catch fish shallow in the winter, and I learned that you can, and big fish. There are just times where them fish go up to feed, and the Lipless Crankbait is a great option. When I'm looking at the Lipless Crankbait is rock transitions, okay? If you have a lake with grass, they can be in that grass in any depths depending on the water level of the lake, okay? You always hear about ripping it through the grass and fishing the grass edges, but guys, one thing about it is when you're fishing up on shallow rock points, and I like the flat points too, guys, okay, just talking about not just like a rock bend, but a flat point. But the thing about it is you can fish these fast in the winter. You can reel these fast. Now, when the water temperatures drop under 50, so if you're watching and you have colder water temps, 40 to 50, you got to go slower, okay? You can reel this thing slower, change up the retrieves. Guys, this here, I throw a variety of Lipless Crankbaits. Got a whole box of them. This is the 6 Sense Quake, okay? I love the red and chartreuse pattern. That has a little purple right there. Another one here, this one's James. Is one of his favorites, isn't it, James? Is the Spro Wamiku Shad, okay? Hopefully I said it right. But this one has that knocker sound. It's in the package. I got some over there. But it's that knocker sound door. This is that traditional style sound, okay? So I like to switch it up, all right? Love the red and chartreuse. The second option, which is kind of my 1-2 punch for December, guys. The second option, and guys, I know I didn't talk. I like to throw these on 7.2 length rods, 7.2 medium heavy cranking style rods. You can throw them on longer rods if you're fishing grass like my Florida dudes that are fishing grass and grass. A 7.4 might be better for you, but I know for me, that 7.2, I've caught 7.3 size rods is the kind of length I do, and I throw it on 14-pound fluorocarbon as well. Gear ratio reels, I like to go a little higher, but if that water temp gets colder, like when I'm start fishing in 45 to 48, I like to go, I got to make sure I reel that thing slower, okay? The next one, what's my 1-2 punch? Sorry guys, I know I've had people ask on the rods and stuff. Is a flat-side square bill crankbait. And I say square bill, really a flat-side crankbait in general. For the winter, I'm not going to go, I'm going to talk about the wiggle warts and stuff later, but like a deeper flat side's okay, like the KVD 1.5 flat. This is the 6 cents finesse flat F4. I want to show you this unique red though. This is a brighter red, has a little bit of purple up there if y'all guys can see it. This one's not been used as much yet, but I got a couple in here that I have. I just want to share with you guys this color. This is going to be kind of that, this is kind of like my suspended lure approach kind of for the winter. You're reeling this thing and it's more in the column. This of course is diving down. I like throwing these more around the wood, okay? It could be laydowns on the rock, but then again, I'm also throwing these in the same areas. I'm throwing this guy, okay? Rounded points, I'm looking for rock transitions, okay? This right here is just kind of my, depending on the figuring out what they want in the day, if they want more of this action or more of this, okay? So it's kind of like my 1-2 approach there. I might use anywhere from a 7.2 to 7.6 style rod just because I can get longer casts. I just about threw that thing at y'all just because I can get longer casts with a 7.6 rod. These dudes are just a little heavier and cast better, so I don't need a longer rod with it as well. Okay, my man down here getting some milk right now. He's kind of quiet. Now, guys, those are 2 crankbait options. Of course, though, in the winter, gotta have a jig. Okay, I've talked about a jig a lot, and guys, if you know and watch me, I'm pretty simple with the jig, okay? This is just a Fish the Moment offshore jig by Jewel, okay? I have a Toad Thumper craw gill trailer on it. I'm just still testing these trailers out, catching fish, but I've not as much lately thrown the jig, but I'm about to be throwing it a lot going back to the Hot Springs Lakes. They love a jig there, catches big fish, and that is my experience in the winter. Is not many bites, but big bites. I'm talking, and that's like my style of fishing, guys, and that's kind of like winter fishing. All right, you're not going out to catch 40, 50 fish days. It can happen, but you're not. For me in the winter, this dude might get 6 to 8 bites, and if you catch them, everything goes smooth. You're going anywhere from like 14 to 20 pounds, okay? I love this in the winter. I'm going deeper rock. I don't really fish these guys shallow. Okay, I'm fishing 20 to 40 foot. Could be brush piles around drops. I mean, I will still fish these in brush, but I'm looking for a rock. And typically, I've caught them guys in grass edges and in the mouths of grass ditches as well. Okay, so I know I've had a guy on here about Florida, ask him questions. If you're fishing flatter, kind of look for those deeper grass edges in those ditches, okay? Kind of go leading up to your flats. But guys, my highland and lowland reservoirs, man, we're looking for deep areas around islands, mouth of creeks, okay? Once again, you hear me talk about ditches. It's just kind of one of those little pathways to look for fish. One thing too, I'm going to share real quick. You can throw this in timber and catch fish. I know you might get hung up, or you're thinking about getting hung up. I have a trip. I've had a couple trips at Lake Ouachita years ago, and this kind of relates. Ouachita was low, like it is right now. It was actually 10 foot low. It's 8 foot low right now. Guys, there are certain areas near the main lake to where timber's showing right now. They could be off points, part of an island. But we were throwing this in the timber, and them fish, I don't know if it ever hit the bottom, okay? We would feel our line tick, and we would, catch up, set the hook. I think it would get around them limbs, and we would then bring it up around a limb, drop it, it could hit. One thing I've heard, guys, is, crawfish will be around timber. They'll kind of get latched onto it, and, if they shake so they let go, then bass go and eat them. And so, guys, that's one thing we learned kind of with the football jig. You can throw this in timber. Don't get afraid to get hung up, okay, guys? I know if you don't want to, it's all right, but just share that with you, okay? Share that with you. Johnny went and made a video on Fish the Moment of this, and it was right after me and a friend went out and whacked him doing it, and I told him about it, and he went out there and whacked him doing it. It was a pretty cool video, okay? Next, guys, another type of jig, okay? Another type of jig. Wait, that's 3 baits. Yeah, okay, I'm making sure I'm looking at my baits. I forgot. I got 5 baits I'm going to share, and then another one. Another type of jig, hair jig, okay? Guys, these right here, the Queen Tackle ping hair jigs, okay? I've been throwing these this year. I like them. One thing about them, They are smaller because they're tungsten, so I can throw these on a bait caster. Typically hair jigs, I'm throwing them on spinning rods, right, for the winter. You want to throw a smaller one in the winter. But this being 3/8 ounce right here, you see how little it is? See that thing? You like that, dude, James? So the hair jig, there's something about this small profile catching a lot of fish. Now, this might be a numbers bait. It was a numbers bait from a fishing trip that me and a buddy had last year at Ouachita. The only time I fished in the winter, by the way. And I know I'm talking about Ouachita right now, guys. I mean, I'm excited because I'm about to be fishing it quite a bit. About to be living down the road from it. But guys, with the hair jig, I like throwing this around grass, timber as well. Okay, now this one doesn't have the weed guard. I have some hair jigs with the weed guard, but there's something about this. Fish will typically hit this on the fall. Now you can fish it around rock, okay? I'm fishing this deeper, all right? And they typically hit it on the fall, so you don't fish these. It's not really hard to fish these things. You throw it out, let it sink, and then you just kind of real slow. You can hop it up. Guys, like I said, there's something about these dudes in the winter. So that is number 4. Watch out, buddy. I don't want you to step on these. Number 5, I have this one hooked up. But guys, it's the hover rig, okay? Last December, it caught my biggest fish in December. It was paired up with a type of zoom worm. Forgot the name of it, I just went blank. But the hover rig last year caught my biggest fish in December. It was right about 6.5 pounds. It was my first fish on the hover rig, by the way. I'm still, at that point, I was still learning about the hover rig. Didn't know much about it. I know a lot more now than what I used to. So this right here is just paired up with the fluke. I'm gonna try the fluke, the G-Cracks Bellows gill. But guys, I'm excited about the hover rig for the winter. I really, really am. As I'm just looking at my fishing rod here, I didn't talk about rods for my other baits. I will put for the jigs, rods, and all that in the description if you guys want to know, man. I'm sorry I forgot about that. This right here is just an all-purpose 7.2 medium heavy spinning rod, okay, with Denali Fission reel. But guys, the thing with the hover rig, I'm excited about it. It's kind of not just chasing suspended fish with it. I'm excited about fishing this over timber. But guys, let's say you don't have live scope or don't want to go chase suspended fish. I think you can go up and down the rock banks with this, with a craw style bait on there, or you know, maybe a shad bait. But don't forget, like I said, these jigs are mimicking craw fish styles, okay? I think you put a crawfish style bait on there and catch fish. I really, really do. If you're fishing more stained water, you can fish it more shallower. But guys, I'm excited about the hover rig. I really, really am. Okay, guys, now the last one. All right. Appreciate you guys for watching the last one. Okay, it's something I've caught fish with before. I remember I've caught big fish with it in the winter, and I mean, this was like, guys, a long time ago, pre-live scope, just dropping at the boat. But don't fall down. He's about to fall. But guys, let me move these hooks. It's a spoon. This right here is a little jigging spoon, Dixie Jet. I think they call it the slab spoon, okay? Slab spoon. One thing about theirs is it has the swivel heads, the swivel already on it. Okay, so I'm not just gonna throw these though, guys. I'm gonna be still testing out the bigger spoons. You guys know I've had a lot of success with the big spoon this year, and I'm gonna make it an all year round lure for me. I really am. One thing about the winter, I've caught fish and they have thrown up big shad in my live well. And I know they eat big fish. All these are kind of smaller. The hair jig's smaller, and you always hear about smaller, throwing smaller hooks on swim baits on Alabama rigs. But guys, I'm about to throw the big spoon still. That right there is the Falcon spoon. I went blank on this color. It's a shad color, okay? But the thing I'm excited about this is I got word that this is better for clear water. And I'm about to be fishing some clear water. So I'm going to give it a shot and let you guys know about it, okay? Here is the Talon spoon. Guys, y'all know I've caught a lot of fish with the Talon spoon, okay? This is in the nickel color. They got a couple color options as well. The shattered glass is one. I like white when it's kind of cloudy, low light conditions. But I'm about to give this spoon, now this Falcon is our skinnier one, but I'm about to give this color a shot right here. Other spoons I know guys I've talked about is their little flutter spoon. Smaller, kind of that size of that little jigging spoon right there. But this gives the flutter action, okay? I'll have all my information on rods and stuff in the description. I know, guys, I've had some of you leave feedbacks on like smaller spoons, and I've been throwing this little spoon, and guys, I've not just had the luck with this guy. Maybe when the winter comes and maybe kind of a shad kind of dies off if it gets cold, this will be more of a factor. But guys, it's still been the bigger spoons for me. Okay, guys, I appreciate you watching. Let me know what your baits are in December, your most successful baits. For the past few years, it's been the Lipless Crankbait, but guys, it seems like each year it might change. It might be a different lure, okay? I don't always just get set in on one thing and tunnel vision, okay? I kind of try new things out, and just go with it, okay? Fish the moment, as it's also called, all right? Appreciate you guys, and hey, we'll see you on the next one.